Welcome to Benkei Watches. We're an online watch store based out of Orange County, California. We do reviews on the latest Swiss watches on the market. Now go to benkeiwatches.com or check out the details in the links below to find out more about our watches. We're going to be looking at one of the most popular watches out in the Swiss watch market today. This is the Rolex GMT-Master II with red and blue ceramic Pepsi bezel and Jubilee bracelet in stainless steel. Model reference number for this watch is 126710BLRO. We're going to take a closer look at this watch, see what you can expect out of it. The Rolex has been successful in each of their lines. There's a history behind their watches, but we're not here to talk about that aspect. The model we're going to talk about today is this Rolex GMT-Master II. This is the model reference number 126710BLRO. The retail price on it in 2023 is $10,900 US. The market price is nearly double that at close to $20,000. So it comes in several variations of metals and color schemes. Stainless steel like this one, the two-tone yellow gold and stainless steel, two-tone rose gold and stainless steel, and full rose gold. The one we have here is probably the most sought after, being that it's the most affordable. It's easy to wear too because it's stainless steel. Rolex sports watches went for many years without an option for a Jubilee bracelet, but it was an option at one time during the 80s. And it's about time Rolex brought that back. This Rolex has an integrated Jubilee bracelet here. It's integrated into the flip-lock deployment, this Oyster safety flip-lock deployment, which keeps the watch securely on your wrist. Beautiful watch on the wrist. So this GMT is 40 millimeters case from left to right. It's 48 millimeters from top to bottom. It's only 12 millimeters thick from front to back here. So it's not too thick, but it's also not too thin where it feels delicate. The lug width is 20 millimeters here, between here and here, between the lugs. And it tapers all the way down to 15.5 millimeters here at the clasp. Let's take this off here. Let's take a look at this dial here. This black index dial has index hour markers. There's a red GMT hand that goes around the dial. You'll see it with the triangle pointer here. So this red GMT hand goes around the dial once a day, while the hour hand goes around the dial twice. There's a date window here at the 3 o'clock position here, right under the Cyclops magnifier. This magnifies this date about 2.5 times, so you can read it. There's a blue and red Pepsi bezel markers here. This denotes the GMT format. It helps you track another time zone by turning the bezel forward or backward. So you can do this. I like to keep it centered. Now going on to the movement in this watch. The movement in this watch is a caliber 3285. This movement has a 70-hour power reserve to keep the watch running. It's almost 3 days of reserve in this watch. And the watch is also self-winding, so you're winding it up just by wearing it. So if you take it off and pop it on your wrist, after 2 or 3 days, it's still going to be running. Crown functions on the 3 o'clock position here is winding in the first position. The second pop out is going to be adjust the quick hour jump. Not sure if you can see the date went from 31st to the 1st. We'll pop it out, go through again. Every 2 times this hour hand goes around, it'll adjust the date. I happen to like this GMT, this movement more than 32-35 movement. So third position is going to be able to adjust the time here. You can see as I'm winding it, or actually going through the time, you'll notice that the hour hand is traveling at twice as fast as the GMT hand, the red hand, or you could say that the GMT hand's traveling at half the speed of the hour hand. Now going into the bracelet, this heavy style Jubilee bracelet tapers from 20 millimeters at the lugs here down to 15.5 millimeters at the clasp. It has a half polish, meaning that the center links, inside center links, are a mirror finish, and there's a satin finish on the outside links. Makes for a good contrast. And it's also, on top of that, it's actually easier to polish this type of length. Easier to polish the oyster bracelet, but this one's not too difficult. Here's a buckle at the oyster safety flip lock. Reduces the likelihood of your watch coming off or unlatched or falling off your wrist. It also has this easy link extension here. If you look underneath this deployment buckle here, you'll notice that it can open up here about 5 millimeters. Allows your wrist to breathe while this watch is on your hand. I can even remove this while the watch is on my wrist. So just to reduce the likelihood of your watch actually falling off your wrist while you're trying to adjust this. Just yank. It's on the back, and you can see that it's already open. And it's still on your wrist. This watch also has the option to come on an oyster bracelet if you prefer that one. It's a little bit cheaper, and it's a bit sportier of a look than this one on a Jubilee bracelet. This watch feels great in the wrist. Let me put it on again so you can see how this case back actually sits on my wrist. It's almost like this watch is floating on my wrist. Not sure if you can tell. Yeah, it's almost floating. It sits very well. Feels nice and solid. Let me put this back together here. I don't know how to explain it. This Jubilee bracelet just feels more comfortable on my wrist than an oyster bracelet. The way it moves on my wrist, it just molds my wrist a lot better than an oyster bracelet. Most of the pressure that I feel of the watch, or the weight of the watch, is actually on the case back itself, not on the side here with the bracelet. So hopefully that helps you guys understanding how this wears. So it's kind of funny how something so new like this watch looks so familiar and it wears so wonderfully. So I'd find myself wearing this watch on any occasion, really. It's a good daily wear watch. But if I had more than one watch, this would be my business dress watch. Could I make it look sportier? Yes. You can probably put a rubber bead bracelet strap on it. It'll make it look more like a sports watch. But this is still a sports watch. I mean, it looks great. You could wear this with anything, really. Now, do you see yourself wearing this watch? And do you prefer this one on a Jubilee bracelet, or do you prefer it on an oyster bracelet? Let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you want to see more watch reviews from benkwatches.com.